In India, we often reward obedience over curiosity, and that is the fundamental truth about Indian education system and even the entire society.
Can we go?
We must wait.
Is it time?
Yes.
And that is the topic that I want to put ahead for today's conversation. I'll put in front of you four very interesting scenarios and cases of four really interesting people. Obviously, I got these notes, the basic ones. First is Albert Einstein. Now, if you see out there what was his journey and how he really got into technology and eventually made a lot of inventions. So young Einstein when he was in school, basically, all his teachers used to consider him as one of the most difficult students to handle. And that was a problem that the teachers used to say that he is not really capable of education because he was too difficult to handle and too difficult to go through all that stuff. And he was not obedient enough to listen to all their orders. But here's the different scenario and a different point of view to look at these things. The education system, not just now, but from the start itself, loves the answers, not the people who questions how they got those answers or how this answer, where did this answer came from. This has been, I would say, the problem all the way from the very start of this education system. Okay, so reference number 2, like reference story number 2, I want to give about Richard Feynman. This guy, one of the greatest physicists ever lived on this planet. As a child, he always used to ask, why do magnets attract? How these birds fly? How these type of things work around the world? Basic, fundamental things. How do they function? These were all the questions of Richard Feynman when he was a child. Nobody remembers Richard Feynman asking a lot of questions. People only remember that he won the Nobel Prize. That's it. Like, everybody just now is in awe of him. Reference number 3, and this is by far the easiest one to guess, and that is of Isaac Newton, Sir Isaac Newton. And you basically can guess the story. The story is basically of falling the apple from the tree, and this is what created this mess around the textbooks for students and everything. But the question was, why did the apple fall on the ground? And that was the simplest question, and which led to so many discoveries and so many laws, and that increased the width of our physics book eventually. And the entire credit goes to Sir Isaac Newton for just asking a simple question. That is it. Fourth reference story is of a random 5-year-old kid, random kid, if you can think of, with 85% getting from his very first standard to 10th standard. He just on the 80% range, but he's asking a lot of questions. And a kid and another kid with 95% all along his way, 99% just getting those answers right. Analyze them in 10 years and you'll find the difference and what I mean by that in just a click, because the stories are different and the longer compounding effect is completely different. There's a very relatable Chinese proverb that I would like to put out here. He who asks a question remains a fool for 5 minutes. He who doesn't ask remains a fool forever. And the point I'm trying to make here in this video is that over the period of years, when I got into college and even my diploma days and college,
the education system
I wasn't really that kid who asked a lot of questions at that point. But eventually, because I was genuinely interested in technology and learning about it, the questions were clear. I started doing podcast only for that reason, because I was not finding good people to even ask that question, which were at top of the mind about technology, about AI, or anything new that is happening around in tech. That's why I was much more lean towards finding those people and bringing them on podcast and getting to know about them and asking them a lot of questions. But that was my first phase of becoming that kind of kid to ask a lot more questions. But at that point, I was just specific to asking the people, inviting them on podcast show, and then only trying to ask them question. That was the phase 1. After that, when I moved to Pune for engineering college, that's when I discovered that it's not really about the people that you bring on podcast you can ask questions to. You can just ask questions to any person, and everyone has a great story to tell. Everyone has great knowledge about whatever they have been through. Not really about tech or not really about what like AI and everything like that. it doesn't have to be all the time about technology and all that stuff. Even if you meet a person on a random street and or a railway junction, or even on a just a platform in a metro train or in a local bus, everywhere people have got their stories. If you just put in your phone, in your wallet, in your pocket for a while you are on that bus, and just start talking to the person next side, obviously don't disturb them if they are doing something really busy. But if they are open, if you think that they are open to chat, why not just chat with them and talk to them about what they are doing, how they are building things, and just think about that. Eventually the compounding effect, I would say, will be much more greater than whatever just surfing those reels in the local train or whatever, wherever you are still standing. Every uncomfortable question you can ask, you will be a fool, you will be in an awkward position for 1 or 2 minutes, but it is fine. It is just the 2 to 3 minutes of awkwardness, but after that it is just a great answer coming from the other side. I want to end this with this simple quote: smartest person in the room is not one who knows all the answers. It's the one who is brave enough to ask questions nobody else is asking. Okay, so that was the video, guys. If you have any questions, if you learned something valuable, and let me know in the comment section and tell me about your feedback also. What do you think about this entire scenario? If I could make a point, that is also great. Let me know in the comment section about that, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the like button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.